Hey guys, good morning. How's it going? Markel's TV here. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. I know I did, other than a few hiccups that happened here in the country, but that's for my other channel to discuss. And I just dropped a video literally a minute ago. I'm seeing it now go through where I'm talking about some of the things that happened here over the weekend. Now, with that being said, I want to answer some comments that were left behind, the most recent comments. I didn't end up going to the party because they changed the date to tonight. And I do have a scheduled appointment. I only forgot. I deleted somehow the info when my appointment is. So I may unexpectedly have to leave because I'm not even sure what time it is. I think the appointment is around 12, but I could be wrong. But anyway, let's get to the most recent comments that were left behind to catch up. And then I'll go to some of the information that's out there currently that concerns veterans. So let's see. The most recent comments from Mr. Miles. Mr. Miles, how you doing today? It says, Dr. Markel, I missed about 4 or 5 live vlogs. Doc, I salute you for raising your high standards to another damn level, bro. Hey, I appreciate that, Mr. Miles. I know you've been a long time supporter of the channel. I appreciate you watching and leaving all of the great comments that you have throughout the years. I appreciate it, sir. Let's see. The next one's from Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins says, got a fully loaded question from a vet, had a rating for 9 years. He put in a new claim. They reduced him from 20 to 10%. Took a year to finish claim. What effective date do they use? The date the rating was reduced or the date he put in the claim, the date he put the claim in? Okay. So let me answer this one. They're going to go by the date of the claim when they changed it, right, from 20 to 10%. But this vet has the opportunity to stop it by filing an appeal. If they file an appeal, everything stops, okay? And that appeal is going to have to take place. So if he doesn't want it reduced, if he does not agree with what, sorry, I'm trying to move this camera. Sorry, if he doesn't agree with the assessment by the VA, they can simply file an appeal. And that appeal will stop the reduction of his rating until that appeal is completed. Okay. But they're going to go by the date that he put in the claim to reduce it from where he was at 20% down to the 10%. Okay. Now, this is an example of filing a claim that has gone wrong. You know, someone put a claim in hoping to move up and they ended up moving down for whatever reason. So, but the appeal will stop it temporarily until the veteran is able to prove whatever the VA is saying they're reducing their rating for is wrong. And then once they do that, you know, they can move forward. But right now, their only avenue is to file an appeal if they want it to stop. If they're not trying to fight it, then it's going to go by the date that they put in the claim, and they're going to reduce it from 20 to 10%. He should see it take effect, you know, once he gets his award letter telling him that it's been reduced. He's going to see the difference the following month from whatever he was getting paid at 20% to now getting paid at the 10% rate. Okay. And those were the 2 most recent comments that were left behind. And now I'm going to pull up to see what are some of the latest things out there. Something else I wanted to discuss with you guys this morning was retirement. You know, this is something that gets overlooked a lot because there's a lot of veterans that watch this channel that are already at 100%, and they're not too concerned about retirement. You know, there's a lot of you guys who are receiving VA benefits at 100 along with Social Security. Some of you guys have pensions from other jobs, other federal jobs, from other business ventures, from other assets coming in, like from the market or 401ks. But there's a lot of people out there, including vets, who are only getting 10%, 20%, 30%. and their Social Security is only $600, $700, $900 a month. They're struggling. And I'm saying that because I want those young vets who watch this channel to understand you got to get your finances in order. The earlier you can get your finances in order, the better off you're going to be. You know, I take the time every morning and I read a lot of information. And I was going over some information that came across on Yahoo Financials, right? Where they were talking about the average income for individuals who are currently 65 years old and above. Would anybody like to take a guess on what the average income is for someone who's 65 and above right now in the United States of America? Because I can tell you the average number that they give, and that average number includes 20% of those people who were making six figures that actually boosted up that actual amount monthly. And it's pretty low. I was surprised to see that current people age 65 and older that you would think, you know, per year, not per month. I'm saying per year. But JX, I appreciate you putting that out there. And good morning, Barry. How you doing today? Yeah, 1,900 per month. Yeah, that's a little low. But again, that probably is going to be close because, you know, like I said, 20% of the people who are in this poll were making six figures. So they definitely boosted up the average amount for most recipients who are 65 and older. But to let you guys know, the average income for individuals 65 and older is about $38,000 per year. It's just a little over 38,000. Now you got to remember, 20% of that is from people from a much higher income level that actually boost that up. If you take those individuals out, that 20% out, the average income for individuals 65 and older, and we're just talking about middle class and, you know, people who had lower income, you're only looking at $21,000 a year. 21,000 people. That's all they made for the entire, well, that's all they got for the entire year. And you wonder why they go and work at Walmart, they work at Home Depot, they work at Lowe's, Kmart, all these places is because they have to. It's not like they want to, they have to. This is where proper planning, this is where getting your finances in order, not waiting too late, understanding what you want to do when you get older comes into effect. There's too many times, man, that people did not take retirement serious, and now they're paying for it in their latter years where they should be enjoying their latter years, doing whatever it is they want to do. They cannot do that, man, because they don't have the income. Now, part of it also is the fact that Social Security has not been revamped or changed at all since the 70s. These little incremental cost of living increases that we get are a joke. They're a joke. You know, inflation is going through the roof. Meanwhile, the incomes, you're getting these 1.2% cost of living adjustment. What's the last one we got? 3.2? That's nothing. You know, if you think back in the 70s, when was the last time they actually did anything with Social Security? It's like, think of what things cost back in the 70s compared to now. Because that's basically what they're basing Social Security off of. They're not basing it off of what today's inflation rates are. You know, I can even think back when I was a kid. Hell, you could buy a Nissan Sentra for $7,000. And my grandparents were only getting maybe $500-$600 a month in Social Security back then, and they were considered doing great. That was in the early 90s. Now here it is, 2021, and there's still people who are only getting $500, $600, $800, $900 a month. You can't live on that, man. I mean, they can. They're making it work in the United States of America. They're making it work because they're getting assistance. They're getting help. Some still qualify for public assistance, like food stamps. Some are getting housing allowance in certain states, depending on where you live. But this all goes back, and I want you young veterans out there and you veterans who are thinking about retiring and getting close to retirement to understand, man, that this could be your future if you're not paying attention, if you're not careful, if you're only depending on Social Security, right? You got to think back to where the American dream was to be a homeowner, right? The idea back then, and it's kind of the idea still today, is, you know, you grow up, you get a job, you get married, you buy a house, you pay the house off, and that house was supposed to be your nest egg, right? That you could refinance or that you could sell and move to a smaller house and live off the money from that house. That's basically was the American idea, the dream of it, right? But along the line, you know, incomes didn't increase, but the houses went through the roof. Property values went through the roof. Buying a car went through the roof. And the income levels stayed the same. You know, I keep telling people 18, 19, $20 an hour in the late 80s, early 90s, that was decent money. In 2021, that's poverty. You're in poverty. No, that is poverty, bro. There's no point in saying, well, you know, I live in the South, where I live at, you know, medium income is poor. That's the only place you can go. This is why people don't get out anymore. This is why a lot of people don't go anywhere anymore, because they don't have the income to do it. Go now and try to rent a car. For those of you that's living in these lower income areas in these small towns, and rent a car. Go rent a car. Go try to buy an airline ticket. You can't do it. A lot of these people have to call family members and friends living in other areas to try to get them to put a ticket on the credit card because they can't get one. They can't afford it. And I'm only bringing this up, man, because I see us too many times in these situations. You know, I watched people when I was in business struggle to pay a $300 repair bill. They had to go pawn the title to their car. They had to go pawn their TV. They had to go do something just to come up with $300 to pay a repair bill. They didn't have it readily available. You understand what I'm saying? These are situations that a lot of people find themselves in because they did not prepare. And that's all I'm trying to tell you guys in this block that I'm talking about right now is prepare yourself financially. Even if you're in a job that's not paying that much, you got to make some sacrifices. We all make sacrifices. Okay. You're making sacrifices for later down the road. Now, I know there's going to be some that say, well, you can't predict the future and you don't know how long you're going to be here, which is true. But at the same time, when you do live past that point, you thought you weren't going to be here. What is your plan at that point? What is your plan? What was this? Healthcare could be the biggest cost, and then a mortgage payment. Absolutely. There's been tons of people who have gone bankrupt in this country, or excuse me, in the United States. I'm currently in Colombia, over medical bills, not having insurance, not being able to afford insurance. You know, those types of things, dude, that is the reality of the situation living in the United States of America. You're a young vet in your 20s, in your 30s. You enjoying that money you're getting from the VA. Those of you that are 100%, those of you that are 70%, 60%, you're enjoying that money. Go get a job, bro, if you can work. Put that money in some kind of account, invest it. Later on down the road, 10, 20 years from now, you'll be able to walk away from that job and never have to work again. That's what you can do. That's what you can look forward to if you want to do that. But if you don't want to take care of business like that and you just want to ride this wave, understand that as you get older and these years go by, your income is slowly increasing while everything else around you is going through the roof. Let's see. That still doesn't factor in the cost. Yeah, absolutely. That's not the cost of medication. They're just saying this is what these people have for income. The average net worth for individuals getting that kind of money is about 170,000, which means some still own a home, some still have, 401k, but the majority of those people have nothing. They don't have nothing. In the area that I lived in Yuma, man, I've told you guys this many times. Those people literally had no money after they got paid. After buying medication, paying rent, paying the utility bill, they were left with nothing but waiting for the next month to come so they can get some more money. That's how it was, And I would sit there, bro, and that was real motivation for me to be like, man, yeah, I can't be out here and not have nothing. My car break down, then what? If I don't have a warranty, I got to come out of pocket. So I always wanted to have at least $5,000-$6,000 in the bank, man, because something happens. Hey, at least I got this I can fall back on. My house burned to the ground. I got insurance. That's going to take time to process, but I can move into this hotel until it gets done. I'm always looking at ways that, hey, if this goes wrong, how will I handle it? If that goes wrong, how can I handle it? I don't wait till the last minute, be like, well, man, I got to call these people, man, see if I can borrow some money, or go to the bank and see if I can figure out how to get some money. I never looked at things that way, man. I always try to look at it from the standpoint of, let me think about how I'm going to handle this now if something goes wrong. And it has happened here. You guys who watched me from earlier knew that I had moved into an apartment. Didn't know it was full of roaches till I came back that night. You thought I stayed there? No. I packed up my shit and moved into a hotel. Stayed in the hotel a month till I was able to find another location. There's not many people that are out there that are able to do that, to spend $1,800, then turn around and spend another $2,000 moving into a hotel. There's not many people that can do that. But this is where you always have to prepare for the worst. And when the worst doesn't happen, that's money that you got for other things. People don't save money because they spend their whole lives spending and not saving, trying to keep up with the Joneses. I was one of those people. You absolutely 100% on that. Correct, Mr. Chance. I was one of those people, man, that somebody bought a new car in my neighborhood. Oh, no, I got to go get a new car, even though I didn't need it, even though I couldn't afford it. Couldn't afford it, didn't need it, but went and got it anyway. Young and dumb. I got an easy car payment. I remember my first car I financed. Nobody helped me get it. I did it on my own. Didn't ask nobody to co-sign for me. Ended up buying a car that was had like a $92 payment, right? Somebody went and got a new car in the block I was living in the apartments I was living in. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna go get me another new car. Traded a car in that was perfectly fine, low, easy payments. To get a car now, I'm paying $300 and some on a month that I'm struggling now. Now I can't do half the stuff I used to do, but I got a new car. Young and dumb. Let's see. If you do not put nothing in, you get nothing out. Absolutely, Mr. McDonald. And here's the other thing too, while we on that. And Uncle Alan touched on this, and hopefully you guys are seeing that video. For all the returning people who are subscribed to the channel, you should be seeing that video I did with Uncle Alan talking about the rapid program, the rapid retraining program with the VA. You should take advantage of your military service with federal jobs. Real talk. If you got 7 years in the military, 10 years, 15 years with the military, you can take that time, dude, transfer it over to a federal job where you only need another 5, 7, 10 years to get your pension from another federal job. Now you got a pension coming from the government. You got your VA, you got your Social Security, and whatever else you got coming in. There's people out there getting 4, 5, 6 checks a month. Ain't stressing over nothing. Instead of just waiting on that one. So that's the thing, man. It's like, let's get it together. And I know sometimes when you're young, you don't want to hear that. I'm only 30 years old. I'm only 35 years old. I'll worry about that later. It will be later before you know it. When you look up, You're going to be 55, 60 years old. Sorry, still trying to get this camera straight. You're going to be 55. That's good enough. 60 years old, still talking about later. It's going to be too late at that point. Let's see. This entitlement culture has destroyed the American spirit to get out there and excel and achieve. Too many people now depend on the government. Absolutely. Not only that, Mr. Chance, people want instant gratification. They want instant fame. They're hoping to get a video that goes viral, gets 1 million views, 1 million plus views, and now they've made it. You know, social media is great, but social media has also ruined a lot of things because everybody's trying to be the next celebrity, the next star, the next whatever. They work very hard on these TikTok videos and these Facebook videos, but put very little effort into the jobs that they currently have or any of the other things like with school, with college. You know, you can get online and make yourself famous. Hey, I got nothing but love for you for doing it. But that's not going to be everybody's situation. Everybody's not going to be famous. And sometimes you just got to roll up your sleeve and just do the work. Right now, there are jobs out there. Some of them are not great paying jobs, but they're jobs that are out there. And they're offering all kinds of incentives trying to get people to come back to work. But I got to be honest with you, man. If you look at the way that bill is for the advanced unemployment, and that should tell you guys how poorly people are being paid these days. Because when $600 and $700 a week is enough money for you to sit at home that you would make sitting at home versus going to work, why would I go to work if you're going to give me $700 to sit on my ass? I go work 40 hours a week and you only going to pay me $500 or $400 a week. That ain't no incentive. Dude, I will sit I ain't going to lie. I'm not going to lie. If you're going to give me $700 to sit my ass down and do nothing, then I won't take the $700. Why am I going to kill myself working and only making $400 or $500 a week when I can do nothing and make $200 more? That's where that incentive, which was a good intention at the time, has come back to bite, right? I'm all for people improving themselves, you know, getting maximized what they can get. But that just shows you how poorly a lot of these companies are paying these people when unemployment is more than what you would get working. You get paid more to sit and do nothing. That's how bad it is. Now they come up with payday loan. Oh yeah, man, that's yeah, that's a scam right there for your ass. Payday loans, those pawn titles and all that kind of shit, dude. You know, that's just stuff that they come up with, dude, that they know once they get you in that payday loan, they got you. Because once you take that first loan and then you look at that interest rate, whatever the maximum is they can charge in whatever city or state you in, that's what they charge you. And they know these people don't have the money to pay it back. So they just going to pay the week, just pay the interest while they did nothing with the loan. That is just number one scam. I think they have regulated, though, in a lot of different states, these payday loans and these pawn your title loans companies. I think a lot of these have done away with those companies, dude, because they were killing people with the interest and just making tons of money on them. Mr. Miles, how you doing today? Let's see. You were clerk 14 years in the Navy. I witnessed money struggles everyone had during active duty. A lot of money struggles, dude. A lot of money struggles because people are not we're not keeping up with what people are charging. We're not keeping up. Like I used the example earlier. I remember a Nissan Sentra, $7,000. That same car today, what, $30,000, $35,000? I remember my grandfather buying a brand new Ford F-150 for about $9,000. That same vehicle today, what, $35,000, $40,000? But the wages are still the same. So how can you afford that? Houses that used to be under 100 grand. You go into some of these cities, dude, you ain't getting a house for less than $500,000. 750,000, or the sign that I saw when I left Arizona in the low 1 millions. Who got that kind of income for the low 1 millions? And you're not even getting a gigantic house. These are only like 1,500 square feet, 1,800 square feet. The income levels in the United States are not keeping up with the cost of everything. That is the biggest problem in the United States of America. There is such a wage gap between the haves and the have-nots that is keeping people who are supposed to be middle class from really getting anything. And that is the bulk of where the taxes come from. When you're on a low budget, everything must go right. Exactly. Nothing can go wrong. You can't have a flat tire. Your check engine light can't come on. You can't go to the hospital. Your kids can't get sick. You got to keep what you have and just hope it lasts for as long as it can before something breaks. You can't live on budgets like that. Is there something similar to a 401k that a young vet can apply to or invest if the vet is not able to work or can maintain a job for long term? What is your advice? There are several different saving accounts, CDs, money market accounts, accounts that are similar to 401ks that are offered by USAA, Navy Federal, Pentagon Federal, that you can start on your own. They have easy certificate programs if you're already a member of any of those three I just named, where you can just go right now to the Easy Start program, deposit $50 into a 3-year, 5-year Easy Start certificate program and make that money grow. If you're not working and you're looking to invest and you're looking to get something extra where you're paying into similar to a 401k, where you're not going to get taxed after you turn 55 and you can just get that money, those are programs that they offer that are similar. I'm currently in one right now with Navy Federal. Been paying into it for 11 years, the max that I can pay into it. And when I hit 55, that's all tax-free money. I'm be able to take out and do whatever the hell I want with it. I pay into it every single month. Been doing it for the last 11 years. So that is something you can do right now. Does the inactive reserve time count towards retirement with the federal government? Now, the inactive reserve time, I'm not 100% on that one because I've only known them count time that you actually had in service. The inactive time, that I do not know. Hopefully somebody on here has gone through this with their time, but I encourage anybody that has military time, get a federal job. Make it light on yourself. That's cool if you want to start your own business. But if you're going to go to work for somebody else and they don't really have no incentives, no 401ks, it's just a small mom and pop, and you got to do all that on your own, you better off working for the federal government, getting that pension along with your VA, along with your Social Security. Man, get as many checks. That's all I tell people. Get as many checks coming in as you can. I don't give a damn if it's $50 a month from one of them checks. Get as many checks if you can coming in every month. The more you have, the better you are. I'm going to repeat that. The more you have, the better you are. Hopefully this is not my appointment. Okay, you talking to him. Yeah, sorry, man, if I'm preaching. I don't mean to come on and preach. Let's see. Would you recommend an attorney for SSDI? Okay, so I've talked about this in the past. The only time I would recommend an attorney is if you've gone through the process and have been denied at least twice. Now, I know in some states they don't offer the appeal. They only offer you apply to one time and then you then apply to go see a federal judge. So in situations like that, when an attorney, I say apply on your own first to see if you can get it, to save yourself that $5,000-$6,000 that they're going to take. But in the event that you can't get it on your own, you've gone through the initial process, was denied, you've gone through the appeal and was denied, then I will go look at an attorney, because you pretty much got to go before a federal judge at that point. At which time then I would say, yeah, get an attorney, because whatever your situation is, you need someone to help you either write up whatever it is or speak on your behalf in front of a federal judge. That is the only time I would recommend getting a Social Security attorney. Other than that, for those of you who are thinking about filing for SSDI and you want to know how good your case is, Social Security attorneys offer free consultations just to hear what you have, right? This is how you know how good or how weak your case is. You set up an appointment, you go to their office, you talk to them. It's free of charge. If by the time you get through, they're dying for you to sign up, you got a strong ass case. Or by the time you get through, they're telling you, well, you know, you may want to go check out this other lawyer, or you may want to go see this particular lawyer. You don't have a very good case. That's how you can judge it. Okay? So I'm going to say that again. If you go to a Social Security office, attorney's office, and they trying to get you to sign before you walk out the door, you probably don't even need an attorney. But if you go there and they telling you about another attorney's office, or, well, you know, you may have to make a deposit, which you should never give a Social Security lawyer a deposit. That's how weak your case is. Good morning. Saving drive past, the liquor store drive past, the lottery store drive past, the club. Believe me, there's your savings. Okay, Mr. Collins. Let's see. I could understand why some of these mortgage companies was often people deferred payment. It bites you on the back. Oh yeah, that right there, Mr. McDonald, has gotten so many people in so deep in debt with these deferred payments. Now I can understand sometimes you do need help. So for example, you got sick, you were in the hospital for a couple months, you're unable to make your payments, and now you're trying to make it up. Okay, I can see deferred payments in a situation like that. But you got cats out there, dude, that just wanted to go spend money at the casino, and they'll say, oh, let me get about 3 months deferred on my payment, 5 months deferred on my payment, and dig themselves into a hole just by not being financially responsible. It is tough. I'm not going to lie to y'all, man. It is tough trying to be financially responsible. It really is. There's a lot of things and commercials out there that tempt the hell out of you. You go buy certain things, they make it sound so easy. It's just $100 a month. Yeah, for how long? And it's just being able to have control, self-control, and not fall for the advertising, not fall for the sales gimmicks, not fall for the commercials. It is very hard, man, especially for these young cats coming up, dude, because everything is the latest and greatest every year. There's a new change every year. Every year you get advertisement telling you this is better than it is from last year, that they just told you was better than the year before. So you got a lot to navigate through, especially in the US, man, because there's some new product coming out every day. Every year there's something that's better than what it was last year. And you have to make the decision, okay, do I really need this, or is this just something that I want? And it's hard. It is very hard, sir. I'm not going to lie to you. For myself, as well as a lot of other people, not to fall into that trap of always upgrading every year, getting something new every year that you don't need, that nothing was wrong with what you just had. You just wanted it because it's new. Buying too big a house, then refinancing, taking the equity out of the house to pay off credit cards, then repeating over and over again. No equity left in the house over 15 to 20 year period. Exactly. Mr. Chance, you sound like somebody who's dealt with this, that you're well versed in finances. That's exactly what it is. You know, that is supposed to be your nest egg. That house is supposed to be your fallback plan when you don't have a 401k, when your Social Security ain't much. You're at least supposed to have that house free and clear. That is your nest egg. When shit go wrong, because people will buy a big house, sell it, get all that money, then downsize, and they got that money in their savings with their Social Security coming monthly. That is what they live on. That is what the American dream was. For those of you that have been following this, you know what the American dream was. Buy a house, have a wife, both your income along with that house is supposed to get you through retirement. But as he just laid out, there are too many people taking that equity out early for bullshit. You know, you done went and spent $20,000 on this beautiful vacation that you couldn't afford. Or how a lot of young people start out. $100,000 wedding that you borrowed that you still paying on 30 years later, and you're not even with her anymore. How often does that happen? You know, we get into this thing where we try to show off and upshow the next person, and you can't afford to do it. Just be who you are. If you can't afford no $100,000 wedding, man, have a wedding in your backyard. You know, go to the church, had a ceremony, had a party in your backyard. Invite some people. Then later on, hell, when you save some money, then go somewhere or rent out a gymnasium or go to the damn social events that you know they have at your apartment complex. The big open area that they had. I can't think of the name of it right now. Have it there. But it's just too many times, man, we try to show off and show people we have something that we don't. And people already know your ass broke. That's the thing. It's like in our mind, oh, we got to show them. But people already know. So who you showing? You just putting yourself in debt. Let's see. I took $1,000 loan when I was an E1 at those payday loans right off post, and I paid like $500 in interest, and the payments were directly deducted from the Army paycheck. Yeah, them payday loans, man, a bad idea. Bad idea. You guys talking to each other. Let's see. The military is what you call delayed gratification of benefits. You have to serve 20 years to get their retirement, then wait until you're 62 to get Social Security. Exactly. But in the meanwhile, though, Mr. Chance, as these individuals wait, right, that Social Security, that maximum amount from them not working and paying into the system slowly starts to dip down. Because you went from paying what, $400-$500 a month into Social Security or whatever it is, $200-$300 a month into Social Security, to now you're paying nothing into the system, right? And if you think you're going to get the same amount, say you retire at 38, that's 20 years. You're getting VA, you're getting retirement from the military, $1,600-$1,800 on top of, say, $3,000. You don't decide to work till you turn, you decide you're not going to work anymore. You're getting ready to go live your life and travel, and working is the farthest thing from your mind. One day, 10 years later, 11 years later, because this actually happened, you get a statement from Social Security showing you now what you should project to get from Social Security. And I can tell you those projections are way off. You went from $2,500 to $1,800. You're like, well, wait a minute. What's going on here? You contact Social Security. They explain to you the process of how Social Security works, that as you not work, those work years turn to zeros. And Social Security looks at the last 35 years of your work history. Well, hell, you're going to spend about 25 of those years doing nothing. And those are all going to be zeros. The only 10 years of work history are going to be shown. You think you still going to get the same amount you were projected to get when you got out of the military? Absolutely not. That's the part that a lot of young veterans don't understand. Now, if you cool with that, you don't care, you figure, the money I'm getting right now and with the cost of living adjustments and the money that I will get for Social Security, I'll be fine. Well, you may be, but everybody's not going to be in that 100% category. Everybody's not going to be in their retirement category, but this is what's happening to a lot of these younger veterans and these older veterans as they find it out now. All those years that they didn't work came back to bite them on the Social Security end. Let's see. Also, do you know if working at a government contractors or receipt? No, because you're a contractor. You're not on federal. As a contractor, you're independent. You're not actually working for the federal government. I can answer that one quick. No, you're not a federal employee. You need to be a federal employee. As a contractor, you're an independent employer or an independent company. I'll put it that way. But your time, no, because you're not a federal employee. Do I need a passport to travel in states if I have the 100%? Wait, do I need passport to travel in states? You shouldn't if I have the 100% PNT federal military on base identification card. Traveling in the states, no, you shouldn't. Now I know what you're talking about with the because in the state of Arizona, we got the same thing. I don't know where you are, Alfred, but in Arizona, you can no longer use your driver's license. It either starts, I think it starts next year, to buy airline tickets, to even fly on a plane. You can't get, they won't use your state of Arizona ID unless you go and get you got to get something on your driver's license. I forgot what it was. But if you don't get that, that ID will no longer work. Now, the military ID, I'm not 100% sure. I know with a passport, I know what you're saying. Now I understand what you're saying. With a passport, yes, you'll be able to travel. And then there are some states that, like Michigan and some of the other ones have already done it. But I know in Arizona, and it might be in California the same way, where you have to do something with your driver's license. I forgot what it was. But yeah, if you don't do whatever it is you need to do, Alfred, with your driver's license, yes, you're going to need a passport to do in-state traveling if you're from specific states where that rule has been enforced. So yes, now I'm realizing what you're talking about now, because the same thing would happen to me when I go back, and if I don't get my license changed, I will have to use my passport for every time I travel inside the United States. Let's see. I'm 100% PNT after having TDIU. I'm grateful. Should I put in for a back claim or leave well enough alone? Now, that is a personal decision you have to make. I would just say if it's something that is truly bothering you, I don't know why this camera keep moving. Sorry, guys. This camera's moving on me. You know what? I'm going to change the position of this. Sorry. Okay. That. Wow. It waited till now to do this. Okay. All right. That should be good. Okay. Now, anyway, that's a personal decision, sir. And I'm not going to tell you that it's going to work out perfect for you, because I started out the show giving an example of someone who put in a claim and got their rating reduced. Not saying that would happen in your case, but I personally would talk to my doctor. I would talk to the specialist that you're probably seeing for your back. And I would ask them, is this getting worse? Is this something that I need to be more concerned about? Because if it is a situation that is getting worse, or it was never part of your original claim and you want to make it part of your claim, then I would talk to my doctors to see what they think, because they're going to be the ones that help make that decision of whether or not you get approved or increased. Okay. But if it's something like an incremental change, like you're going to go from, let's say you got 40% for your back now, and this is only going to take you to 50%. You're already at 100% TDIU. Is this going to give you 100% scheduler on the number, or it's not going to even get you any closer to that? You understand what I'm saying? It's like, why open it up if it's not going to have any benefit for you monetarily, any benefit for you on the number, or it's life threatening? If it's not any of those things, then why open up something that could possibly change your overall rating, is all I'm saying. What is it that this is going to do for you that's going to change where you currently are? That's the question for a lot of you veterans who want to file these claims. Is like, what is this going to do for you? Is it going to get you to 100%? I got it. because that's going to change your overall rating and it's going to change monetary value for you. But if all it is going to do is like, okay, it's just another rating that I'm sticking on what I already got. Okay, well, is that rating that you want to get now life threatening in any way? If there's something that if you die from, that's something that's going to help your spouse or help your dependents because now you've added it to your overall rating. But if it's not doing any of those things and it's not going to change anything from what you have right now, why are you filing? That's the question. True. Okay. Facts. Gucci and Keisha weddings. Let's see. Mandatory prenuptial in all American states. No more gold digging guarantee. Okay. Let's see. Y'all on fire this morning. I haven't had my hot coffee yet. Keep them tongues are flapping. Great information. Let's see. If you really want to save some money, go to City Hall, get married, and come back and have a party. That's what I'm saying. Trust me. You all think about it. How many people have you known? And I know at least 3 in the States right now, still paying for their wedding, dude. And it's been almost 20 years. Went out, want to have this gigantic fairy tale wedding, and you living on $30,000 a month. Come on, man. Credit cards maxed out, all for one day of trying to impress people that when the party's over, don't give a shit. They ain't helping you pay a dime of that money back. But this is the fairy tale that, you know, society has, that they're telling people, you know, this is what you need to have. Bullshit. You better put some damn shorts on, go to Vegas and get through that drive-through wedding that's going to cost you $160. Then go back and have a house party, you know, get you some chips and whatever, have yourself a house party and let everybody know, yeah, we got married, cool, and move on, keep it pushing. But to make that your financial burden for the next 20 years is crazy. Let's see. During a 6-month deployment on my ship, a Marine left his wife and child a stock full of MRE, goddamn, and $200 a month while he spent the rest on deployment. The Marine COC fire. Hell yeah. You're going to leave them MREs. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. What's up, LJ? The star. Real ID. Yeah, that's what it's called. Real ID. Yeah, you got to get one of those in certain states. I know Arizona's one. I think California might be another one. But yeah, if you don't get that ID, yeah, you're going to need a passport. Now, again, I don't know if you'll be able to use your military ID. I've never tried that. Lately, when I go through, I just give them my passport. I don't even pull out my driver's license anymore. I'm so used to using my passport. I just give my passport every time I travel. I never even pull out an ID at all. No driver's license or nothing. When I'm filling out the form to get the ticket, you know, when you buy the ticket, I always put my passport number because that's what I'm accustomed to using now. It's called a real ID. They delayed it due to the land or travel inside the U.S. Okay, Carlos, thank you. I forgot what it was called, but yeah, you guys know what I was talking about. Real ID. Got it. Let's see. Correct. If you stop working at 62 and wait to collect Social Security at 67 or 70, you won't get more money because those years you don't work will count as zeros. Biggest misconception. I'm trying to, bro, that's why I made that video for young vets to understand. When you stop working, you stop paying into the system. You're not going to get what you got that projection for. That is a fairy tale. Your money is slowly going down because you're no longer paying into it. It's not like you on SSDI. When you on SSDI, you just getting your actual Social Security until you get to retirement age. Then it turns from SSDI to retirement. But if you're paying nothing into the system, you ain't gonna get much out of it. Yeah, you have to get that real ID now. Yeah. Real ID has a start on every state. Oh, every state. I didn't know it was every state. Okay, we're required by 2023, I believe. It will extend due to COVID. Okay. Disneyland wedding mentality. Yes, sir. Yep, California is another one pushing the real ID. Okay, yeah. So you guys are up on that. So I just wanted to make sure. I forgot the name of it. Obviously, I'm not in the States anymore to keep up with that, but I do remember them pushing that in the state of Arizona. That if you didn't get that, you would not be able to use it to buy airline tickets, and you would need your passport or some other form of ID. So I've just started just using my passport for everything that I do. Yep, the star in your driver's license. Got it. Got it. Okay, guys. Now, did anyone else have any other questions before I wrap up this live stream? And I'm going to try to have a guest on either Thursday or Friday on this channel. I'm going to make sure that the mistake is not made again to where it goes on the wrong channel. So hopefully I will get a guest book for Thursday or Friday. And of course, I'll put out a little video letting you guys know what time that show is going to be. Hopefully everybody can attend that show, come with questions. And I'm going to put the link in for anybody that wants to come on and chime in. Got something to say, questions you want to ask, or you want to tell a story. That'll be cool. Let's see. A military ID can be used in lieu of the real ID. The real ID is mandatory nationwide, but the deadline to get it was extended due to COVID. Okay, Mr. Chan, so you can use your military ID. Okay, cool. Will SSDI, when turned into retirement age, be the same monthly? Yes. Yes. If you read your Social Security award letter, it kind of lays that out, that you're going to get those continuing disability reviews until you get close to retirement age. Because once you turn, 62 or 63, whatever early retirement age is, your SSDI goes from SSDI and goes into retirement. That's the way that works. Vet Buddy had a fully loaded question. He had a rating put in. Yeah, I answered your question earlier in the when I first started. I started with the most recent questions, Mr. Collins, and I answered earlier. I would just say this. If your friend wants to stop the reduction, have them file an appeal immediately. If they if you want to know where they're going to start from the effective date of the claim, because that's when they reduced it. They had reduced it based upon him putting in that claim. So whatever date he put that claim in, that's when they're going to start it. So whenever he gets that award letter, that's when it takes effect. So if he gets the award letter, say next month, he's going to go from wherever they were paying him at 20% to what they're going to pay him now at 10%. But if he wants to stop it, all he has to do is file an appeal. He files an appeal of the decision. That stops it. That freezes everything from happening. Okay. It's the same way when you get awarded a claim, you know you're about to get paid. You so upset about the claim that you got awarded that it wasn't what you wanted. You filed an appeal. Once you file an appeal, you just stopped from getting your money. You stopped everything. Okay. That's what the appeal does. It freezes. What it does is it freezes his rating at 20% so it doesn't reduce. So if he wants to fight it, tell him to file an appeal immediately. You said if I'm overseas, I can't use services unless it's service connected. That's why I asked about the back. Yes, if you're living overseas, okay. Now that's a whole, because I was basing that answer on you being in the States. If you have back issues that are service connected, right, that you believe are service connected, but it's not a part of your service connections that you currently have, and you plan on living overseas, yes, you want to get that done, because FMP is only paying for what is service connected. If you got a bad back, it's service related, but it's not part of your service connection, that you can get treated in the States, because in the States, when you hit 100%, they'll treat you for anything. But overseas, no, they're only going to see you for what is service connected. So yes, if that's why you want to do it, then hey, you got to do what you got to do. But understand, every time you open up that claim file, anything can happen. Just so you all know that you're deciding to file this claim. So when they open it up and they find a mistake, okay, you got to understand how that works. Because with me, if it ain't something that I really need, the hell with it. I mean, I got some things I would love to put in there that are just small things, but they're not going to make any difference. They're not going to change my overall rating. they're not going to get me higher in the SMC category. So what would be the point of me filing it? Hey, Howard, how you doing? Thanks. It was years ago. We didn't know what we were doing back then, young and foolish. Yeah. Didn't know. What do you think of the Phoenix Suns tying the series up? Oh, man. You know what, man? AD, Anthony Davis, that dude is brittle. That's the most brittle man I have seen since Greg Oden and some of these other guys, man. These guys stay hurt. I've never seen people get injured so much as Anthony Davis stays injured on everything. But it's interesting that they tied it up. Phoenix has a pretty good team with Chris Paul leading them. Do I think they're going to win the series overall? I doubt it. I do see it going 7 games, and I do see the Lakers, if AD can come back, winning. If without AD, I give the Suns a pretty good chance of beating the Lakers in that series. Let's see. I just moved from California to Chandler, Arizona. Can you get a concealed weapons permit? Yes, you can, Gary. All you need to do is wherever you're buying it, let them know that you have it. Actually, you can go down to what's it called? You can go down to the courthouse and put in for it. Take your DD 214, and you'll be able to skip that class to get your weapon, to pick up your weapon. So yes, you can do that in the state of Arizona with your DD 214. AD is a solid, tall, softy. Man, he brittle. He is brittle as hell. Lakers always pulling a hat trick out of the bag on putting that bag in the referee's side pocket. AD injury. Man, every game, he on the floor grabbing something. You like, man, this dude is brittle. For retirees, TRICARE is available in the Philippines, and then you can use FMP too. Okay, there you go. Because I don't have TRICARE. That's why I never really talk about TRICARE. You retirees that are getting TRICARE, man, I know a lot of you guys are lost when it comes to information overseas. And I'm going to try to look up a lot of information for TRICARE because I know there's a lot of you retirees who are still using TRICARE. I never had it other than when I was in the service. I'm not a retiree, so I never required to have it. You guys, in order to maintain it, you got to pay for that Social Security. If you're getting Social Security, that monthly amount every month because it's required. But I'm going to try to find you guys out more information about TRICARE and overseas. But I appreciate Mr. Chance putting that out there for you veterans to see. Social media is responsible for you not wanting to fool with a lot of folks like me. Okay. Get off my damn Lakers. All right, Mr. Hey, I ain't mad at you. I'm just saying, dude. AD, bro, y'all better do something with your man AD, bro, because he brittle. He is brittle. Every week, man, every game, it's like something's wrong with AD. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's just like, he just to have a very low pain threshold compared to the rest or what. But he seems like he is always injured, always. But all right, guys, I appreciate everybody coming on, man, and participating in this live. Let's see, my brother Army, 1986, finally registered Long Beach, VA. He saved 2 brothers back in Frankfurt, Germany. He had sleep apnea. We'll try to get him a claim after all these years. Yeah, doesn't matter, when you put the claim in. If it happened, it happened. It's in service. And it's never too late to put a claim in, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that. It's never too late. I don't care if they've been out for 60 years, 70 years, doesn't matter. It is never too late to put a claim in. Forget the NBA. It's all about the WNBA, baby. Okay, I hear you, man. WNBA love in the house. I appreciate that. But all right, guys, that's going to do it for this live. I appreciate everybody participating as always. I will see you guys either Thursday or Friday. I will put a video out letting you know who the live guest is going to be. But until then, I am out. Peace.